in to this live stream of pun events. I know you're stuck at home, you're sad, and nothing brings joy to the world more than some puns. Like I said on earlier in the week, I hope that you are also making loved ones who are not pun enthusiasts sit through this with you because, you're trapped with them anyways. You might as well have something new to argue about. You know what I'm saying? So, so excited to be here and to talk puns with you. I just want to up front make sure that folks are going to dcimprov.com, which is where you might be like, I'm already there. I'm live streaming this. But did you see the part to donate to DC Improv staff? Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. Making sure you did, because DC Improv's an amazing place. We all miss it. We love it. And the staff are so, so wonderful and supportive of this event and all the great local and touring comedy in DC. And so it's a tough time for lots of small businesses, of course, and for a lot of different folks for a lot of different reasons. But if you're a fan of puns and comedy and laughter and love and freedom, I really suggest that you throw any amount of dollars that you can to that fund. So definitely check that out at dcimprov.com. So we'll be punning tonight, and I'm going to start us off with some puns. Usually that's to kind of take a groan from the audience for the other folks, but I'll just imagine that you are groaning in like a loving way every delightful pun that I say. So that will be my plan. Because I've been only doing the healthiest activities, my theme is desserts. And so I'm going to be punning on that. So that being said, I just want to say Jello again. My name's Dana. My pronouns are her, she's. And when Chris approached me about the show, I just knew it was a good idea. I was like, dude, churro genius. Like, people need to be amused right now. You know what I mean? And I do not need to be convinced. Like, we are putting on this show right now. So I'm really pumped about it. It's also nice too, because we don't have to declare a winner like we sometimes do. We're all just here to have fun. But it is a little weird that I can't hear you snicker. There's so much distance between and betwixt us right now. I don't know how you're reacting. Hopefully you're healthy, you're eating, you're drinking. And this one lady told me that she actually hated puns, but the butterscotch got her through it. You know what I mean? So whether you're having beer, wine, or something a little more liquor-ish, whatever you need. We can't see you, we can't judge you. So, cheers. Sometimes contestants on the show don't get that, like, we're just here to have fun, who wins is really, it's really a trifling matter. It doesn't matter. We had this contestant once, Scott, and he came in with just a bad attitude. He was like, I'm going to cream the competition. He's like, I'm a stone cold killer when it comes to puns. It was just like way too much. And so of course he loses, right? And then he got all bunthurt about it. And I was like, look, that's what happens, man. Like, I'm sorry, Scott, but that's the biz, Scotty. And that just made him angry, honestly. Though, I could have been more sensitive. I think I was in a bad place. My feathers were a little truffled. I had recently been deserted. Hard to talk about, but I was dating this guy, and then he I hadn't seen him in a while, and he said, "Oh, I have an injury," and I was like, "Oh, I just have a sore day. Okay, I can deal with that." So I sent him a care package, and I wrote notes on it. I was like, "This gelato really help you out? Like, it's really soothing." Still didn't hear from him, and so eventually I'm like, either he's really sick or he owes me an explanation for what's going on here. And then it occurred to me, I'm like, could he be dumpling me? Like, Candy just come talk to me about it? Like, what's going on here? But it turns out as soon as these guys gain caramel knowledge, they just want molasses, those lads. So it was just too bad. And I cry, I scream, but it doesn't make any difference. And so I just want to say that, if he's watching, if you're watching out there, it does, I want to say, come back, lava, I miss you. And it's like, tear, I miss you, so it's been tough. Anyways, I hope you guys are ready for some more puns. I'm very excited to hand it over to our first delightful pun stylist. So please enjoy the wonderful puns of Greg Siegel. Hand it over to you, Greg.
Thank you, Dana. Am
No,
I
he'll be
on?
talking about the zodiac. I'm sorry. I meant to say that. Ooh, zodiac, future, mysticism, magic. Go ahead.
Am I on? I don't see me yet.
Um, I see all of you, so I'm the wrong person to ask. You're getting a thumbs up from others. So yeah, I think you're on.
Okay, terrific. Zodiaccolades might not be forthcoming for a pseudo-scientific category like this one, but come hell or Pisces, I am determined to Aries puns all out before you. Sure, I might do nothing but score copious amounts of derision and suffer all of the ramifications that entails, but who knows, I may come out with a gem and I might surprise you. You can certainly do a good deed and at least pretend to be rabbitly hanging on every word. But I warn you, there are puns on the whole Western and Chinese zodiacs, puns on the animals, puns on the stars, and puns on a bunch of related terms. So really, this could drag on for a while and take a long time to fish up. So even if by now you're thinking like the horror, scope it out anyway. What do you got to lose? I mean, it's not like you can go it anywhere. So here's the story. We met at college and doggone it, we were on the same wavelength. She believed that the best way to Capricorny pun was with another corny pun. I mean, come on, keys to my heart right there, maybe yours too. Soon we found ourselves married and honeymooning on an island in the Caribbean. Soon after that, we would Aquarius a house. Did we scales the heights of passion? Well, anything we did together naked was awesome, but here's a bulletin. After a while, that's just not enough. You know how sometimes you can star signs right in the face and still not see that something's terribly wrong, where you unearth sin after sin and yet just don't see what's happening right in front of your face. I knew that she had never read a book or even been inside a library, and I made peace with that, but I soon found out that she had a terrible mean streak. Like she hated animals and mistreated my dog Sarge, a terrier rescue, in a way that was verging on cruelty. She was crazy competitive too. Like if she won a game, she'd get right in your face and say, "Score, peon." And if she didn't win, she would sulk. And if it was a tie, she'd insist that a tiger's to her, always. That's crazy, right? She made me box up all of my favorite stuff and put it down in the basement. It really made me feel like a tourist in my own home. And her family, turns out they were operating a bunch of stills out in the woods and were running moon sign all around the county. Plus, she was always having them call me and ask for money, like her brother hardly owes me $100 to this day. But it gets much worse. Like she got into a big fight with our neighbors, and a week later, their house burned down. So I was really forced to wonder, was she really crazy enough to commit air sign? Then one day I get an anonymous note. That's how I found out that the whole time she had been lying to me about still sleeping with her ex-husband. I mean, what a bearer of bad news that note was. What a sign that it was all over. I mean, when you know it's wrong, when you are church, you need to act. And finally I was. I finally realized that I just couldn't trust her as far as I could throw her. And so really there was no choice other than filing for a divorce. To be honest, I know she didn't like me much either by then, so it was win-win, I guess, to wins. The judge ratified the separation order pretty quickly and we were done. So I was sad, of course, and I figured that going out on a trail and taking a stroll logically would clear my head. So I started walking every day. And long story short, I noticed a woman I would see going on the trail, sent to her over a warm smile. And all these years later, she's still my heavenly body, my sun sign on a cloudy day. Virgo she, go I. The moral of the story, to paraphrase the great American philosopher Gomer Pyle, yes, life isn't always fire, sign up and show up every day anyways. And hey, even if you think you're never going to be able to pick a winner, even if you find yourself in a relationship that turns out to be a complete con, still aching for and reaching out for love, I think it's a good way to live your life. So thanks for listening. And I wish you a good night, skies and girls. Be smart, be safe. And that's not a pun.
Oh my goodness. Fantastic, Greg. Wow. All those horoscope puns. I thought we were going to say like there aren't enough words, and then he would have really tore us a new one. I mean, there was so much to pull from there and extremely impressive stuff. So thanks so much to Greg Siegel. To keep things moving along, this next gentleman is a delightful punster, very competitive when we compete, but today we're not competing. We're all winners, especially you, the viewer. So he'll be talking about authors, literature, smart, classy, DC audience. I'm all about it. So please enjoy Logan Anbinder.
Thanks, Dana, and thanks again to the Improv for also hosting us, letting us inflict these on people from afar. Now, I don't love competitions. I'm a lover, not a fighter, but I'm going to do a pun rap with a bunch of different writers. With my flamboyant style, sometimes I'm flirtatious, like old Mr. Darcy, a little ostentatious. With a novel in my hand, never have cause to frown. Virginia's books are so good that I just wolf them down. And of course, I'm telling puns, so haven't you heard? There's sound, there's fury, and I'm kind of a folk nerd. Though I am working out, and I sure hope that one day I'll be known for both my brains and Bronte. I am always running late, too much Huck Finn on the brain. Tried to travel yesterday, but I just missed my train. Read Uncle Tom's Cabin, wouldn't you know it? I was quoting it so much they said, Logan, stow it. Big Hunger Games fan too, don't you know? Just got featured on a call-ins show. Thought those Lord of the Flies kids should get quite a scolding. And if I make a rhyme here, then I'll reach my goal. Ding. Reading with my girlfriend, we were having a ball. Told her, think of Willy Wonka and be a doll. Don't tell me how Sherlock ends, because that would be spoily. Instead, get me a cookie on an Arthur Conan Doyle. She would ask me lots of questions about Salinger, that guy. Asked me who, what, where. Thought I'd catch her in the why. And she loves Frankenstein. I know, you're jelly. She's really great. My friends are thinking, marry, Shelley. And if I propose, well, I hope that she'd do this. In a fantasy like Narnia, she'd say yes, Lewis. But if she says no, I'll feel like I'm in hell. A real dystopia like my friend George, or, well, let's not think of that. And I don't want to count chickens, but I've got great expectations about what I'll put my dick in. Thought Twilight could be the time, but felt a lot shyer. Couldn't quite spit it out. Asked, would you be my, then got pricked by a rose, didn't have time to mourn. In fact, I laughed like Hester Prynne, so I guess it was a hawthorn. But she said yes. Oh, happy day. Thought things would fall apart, but now she's my Achebe. So let this be a lesson for you. Ask at your peril. If she says yes, you'll be in Wonderland singing a carol. Went by a flower shop, got a bouquet for our room, so we can see our love and how it'll Judy bloom. Then took my cousin to the local mall to shop for books and toys. Saw Ulysses on the top shelf and I had to jump for Joyce. Cousin's got a heart of darkness, but that isn't so bad. I'm still happy to call him Dear Joseph, comrade. Thought I'd buy my younger sister a nice bed, a long shot, because the only things they had for Little Women were Alcotts. A stranger there asked me to make cow noises, and you would be surprised to hear that yes, indeed, I sure can moo. Down the hill from the mall, there's a great place for bowling, so of course I got there walking. JK, rolling. So I've got to end soon as it's late at night, but if you'd say this rap was great, you're EB right. Such people might say these are the jokes of a child, but such an accusation is pretty Oscar Wilde. You might get some goosebumps, say I've got no spine. I'll be back there sipping beer from my R.L. Stein. You could take me to court, yeah, but you just lose. I'm in so much litigation. Now they call me Dr. Seuss. Time to wind this down, though it's been a sensation. Like where the wild things are, this should be in syndication. I'm about to head out, and I know that you'll grieve, but like Boo Radley ditching Scout Finch, now it's time to Harper leave.
Oh my goodness, Logan Anbinder. That's edutainment, my friends. Oh my goodness, so clever, such literature, such puns. I would say that's a homer run right there. I mean, so many authors, delightful, delightful stuff. It's nice not to be the Tolkien nerd, right? I mean, everyone here is feeling that. All right, to keep things moving right along, our next participant, not contestant, our next winner, we'll be talking about bodies of water. So something that lately I've seen, like I have like a bathtub and like a sink. Haven't seen any others lately, but maybe this will bring us all back to the days of the outside. So please enjoy Melanie Carlson.
Hi, I just want to give a quick shout out to my sister and her family on Captain Hill. I know they have dinner on the Cove, so it means a lot that you could be here. I know a pun contest on YouTube is a little awkward, so rest assured, we are all islands in this stream. So let's make the most of it. I really want to tell you about the last time I got brunch with my Gulf friends. At first, I felt terrible because I forgot to make reservoirs. And I'm not being hyperbolic when I say we had to wait forever. Of course, Marcia was late, but she bounded in with that natural spring in her fleet. We finally got seated and our waiter came over and said, "Hey, you geysers, I hope you brought your appetites and let me know if you want to hear the specials." Brooke was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa. Look, I don't want to pontificate about it, but you can't say geysers anymore because it's not gender nautical." "Oh shit, what should I be saying?" asked the waiter. "You can all say folks instead," Brooke replies. We ordered appetitals, and then I asked Marcia, "How's that torrent love affair going?" "I did have a huge gush on him," she says, "but he was a real creak in the sheets. Like, I'm not straight and narrow, but I'm just not into wife swamping." "Oh, so Brooke, so I told you, he's not on your sea level. You just need a good puddler." "So, Brooke, do you have any uplinks?" "My aunt passed away. May she rest in peace. Although there was an open cascade and it looked like she was levitating. I don't want to glacial over her flows, but she lived a good lifesaver." Although the family started squabbling about the well distributory to them. All in all, a lovely tributary. She was gone 2 months soon. Rank that the truth. Lagoonies never say die. As far as my personal news, I left my job because it was a real hard bore. So I've just been watching river runs of that show, Brackish. Thank you for listening to my tale. I'm missing my Gulf friends so much. Every time I get together with my bays, I feel really steam powered. One day, I hope to buy you all folks brunch. Elfin.
All right. Thank you, Melanie Carlson. I'm feeling hydrated already. I mean, that's beautiful. It was almost like I could tell where you're going. It was eerie, honestly, that I could tell. And if you don't think that's true, a lot of people are in denial right now. So I appreciate that you're keeping it real there and keeping us hydrated. Moving right along to our penultimate pun champion. This is a clever gentleman, always cracking me up with his amazing puns. He'll be talking about Asian food and drinks. Ooh, delicious, fun, exotic magic. So please enjoy Sai D.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks, Anna. So I guess you guys can see me and hear me. I hope the light is not too bright. I mean, I wish I could change it. I wish I could make it dim some. I can't. I'm sorry. First of all, I mean, I should acknowledge we've seen so far 3 great champions, buncha great punsters, if I will. I mean, I know it's not a competition, but I did want to come out on top with the best punning. I guess I underestimated. I assume I underestimated my competition. I thought maybe I won't be so jubilant after all. But you know what? I was thinking about this, and I was talking to a friend, and she advised me to not get too political, not get too specific. She said, "Sai, keep it general so chicken can even enjoy." And I was like, look, I don't know what you want on your pun, but this is mine, and I'm going for it. And she's like, "Well, be careful what you say, though. Don't say anything controversial because you might catch a ban." And to which I teasingly replied, "Me? Teasing Pro knows better than to ban me. I've been to the finals twice." So, anyways, what's really on my mind right now is that I've been eating a lot. I've been at home. I've been eating a lot. I've heard that you need to change your diet every season. So this season, all I'm eating is spring rolls. Let's see how it helps me. Let's see if I can win the losing battle against my weight gain. Well, I just wanted to get that off my chest. Having said that, now I want to tell you guys a little story about a date I went on a little while back, right? And this was a great date, and it was a great night going on. And we went to the club. And I don't know about you guys, but I tend to act tofu when I go to the club, right? So I was at the dance floor doing something like this, and my date was like, "What is that?" I said, "Can't you see? It's sashimi." And she's like, so she was like, "Nah." And I was like, "Look, I'm really not that comfortable with all these extra men here. Can we go to someplace more private?" And so we went to a dive bar, and we got the finest Filipino box wine. It's a fine box of Filipino Noir. You gotta get that by the Manny Pacquiao. Anyways, guys, the night was going so well that I nonchalantly suggested to my date that she spend the night over at my place. And I know some of you are thinking like, "Sai, udon messed up." And some of you are thinking like, "Well, right call." But she politely refused. She said she can't sleep over at my place because she'll miss her tempura pirik. And I know some of you now thinking like, "Man, Sai, she can't even forsake her bed for one night. That chicken tikka hike out of here, right?" Look, guys, I'm not that disappointed. All right. She wasn't my type. I like someone who's low maintenance, anyways. You know. And besides, I wasn't all alone, if you know what I mean. You know, like I had some fine lotion with me. All right. In case you're wondering really what gets me going, any kind of noodle do. Hey, don't judge me. So, all right, everyone has to do it. Guys, I love Southeast Asian food, really. In fact, I love Thai food so much that I tend to eat a lot whenever I go for a Thai food outing. So, what I'm trying to do nowadays is I'm trying to make sure that there's a gap between two consecutive Thai food outings. So I'm trying to make sure that there's a Thai gap. There's only one Southeast Asian food I don't like, that is Vietnamese pho, because I'm a member of the Antifa. All right. Okay. I'm not here to start rumors, but I'm pretty sure Kimchi dead on Kanye. Okay, that's the last one. So goodbye, Jew.
Thank you so much, Sai, for delighting us and making all of us hungry, or maybe just me projecting my own needs on everybody else. Either way, I mean, I'm going to bow down because you were just really crushing it with all those. I was hoping you'd saute a little longer. You really curried my favor. So I appreciate you. And so we have one final punster here to delight and amuse you before we go to our lightning round. So please enjoy. We'll be talking about astronomy. So we had astronomy and astrology. Ooh, what a range. We're so well-rounded and fun. Okay, so please enjoy Alex Snyder.
Hey, folks. A huge thanks to Dana and Chris, the whole DC Improv crew. I know they're going through a hard time now, as a lot of small businesses are. So it's awesome that you guys are all watching this, and hopefully you'll find a way to support them, whether it's buying a gift card or donating. Also, thanks to my fellow punsters, especially Greg, who said some great astrology puns, and so I'll be repeating them verbatim, basically. Before I start, just another huge thanks to my friends and family for joining, especially my Australian roommate who is joining from all the way in Australia. She didn't want to be quarantined with me, so she left. Anyway, this is a great format to talk to your friends and family, because usually, at least for me, they don't laugh at my puns when I'm there. But this time, I can imagine they are laughing since they're not here. And so for this brief period, I can pretend that I'm a star. Yes, star pun. So there are lots of bad dating stories that I could tell you, but how could I pick hard just one? Streaming now, CBS All Access. Well, here's a date that it was with a human that I really cling on to. For our first date, I suggest Indian food in the suburbs. Yes, I thought it'd be a good idea to do a sitar trek. I thought the idea was enterprising, but she was Jean-Luc warm about it. Uh-oh, was this a bad match? And now supported by the data. But no, she had an idea of her own. She had planned a thoughtful scavenger hunt around DC with a prize at the end. Yes, X marks the Spock. So I decided to take a Leo of faith. I quit my zodiacking, Cancer my plans. I follow her lead and we go be Taurus in our own city. We visit monuments to American liberation. We see old American flags, star signs, and we eat slices of good American Pisces. A scavenger hunt. How fun. This girl, she is a Gemini, know it. Are you Aquarius? What Capricorn next? Well, things worked out and I didn't even plan it. I'll bet you want some details. Did I put on good music or were they Neptunes? Do I have a Pluto fetish? When she saw my Venus, did she ask me if I was a Jupiter? And later in the night, did I say cautiously? So there's this freaky thing I kind of enjoy. It's not for everyone. Can I lick your toes? I'll let you ponder that one for a second. You may want to know that there was a Big Bang, but I'm sorry, you won't unearth the truth. I don't Cassini and tell. Come on, what kind of guy would I be that could mars her reputation? But hey, you're watching this, so you've Saturned a couple details. Yes, we use protection. We wouldn't want to get giant red spots. Also, I left my Kuiper belt at her place. Well, it's funny. Actually, it wasn't my belt. It was one of my friends who's watching right now. Oh, Brian's belt. I left it there. Ugh. On a serious note, Solar, this girl has eclipsed my expectations. I was excited. But then the Hubble burst. The dark energy came in universe, one word at a time. She said to me, I need space. Son of a bitch. Must have come on too strong. Was it too much, too moon? I was crescent fallen. Dating, so much disappointment. I thought I finally found the right fit and the world was ready to give me a break. The joke was on me. And here I was thinking this was going to be a light year. Now get this. After alienating me, 2 months later, she writes me, she makes first contact. She suggests we meet up for coffee or ET. After her arrival, good movie by the way, watch it. She asks how I've been. She says she's sorry. And when I ask her what she's sorry for, there's nothing new to chew on. No real apology or vulnerability. She was off in a galaxy far, far away. But she had the nerve to suggest we get back together. Jedi reconsider? I pause for a minute. She's not that bad. Being single is kind of lonely, especially during a quarantine. But the answer becomes clear after I count the pros and cons on my Hans. Better off solo. So I say, I'm sorry if this seems harsh, but UFO. Yes, my Independence Day. So the single life. I remember advice I got. No, it wasn't from Cosmo. It was something my dad told me. And it was after I tripped on my shoelaces while running in the park. I burst into tears. He says, get back up, but first, kneel, DeGrasse, tie, sun. So I put the keys in my ignition and I count down the reasons we've reached separation stage. Why? More. Me. You. Done. And with that, you could say that was a lift off my shoulders. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Yes, Alex, man, you know how to rock it when it comes to puns. I thought I might be left hungry, but those were meatier than I ever expected. I mean, man, dating can be nebulous area, and you really made it happen. So I think all of our pun champions are sticking around for the tournament. Is that right? Can you all nod at me happily? Or at least neutrally? Okay, great. So here's how this is going to work. I'm going to give a topic. They don't know what it is. It's full of mystery. Only I know. And then I will call on them and they will have to do a pun that'll be in the order you performed in. So that's Greg, Logan, Melanie, Cy, and Alex. If they take too long, I'll start ominously counting down like 10, 9, 8. If we get to 1 and there's no pun or they're stalling too much, they're out. If they make a reference, not a pun. So for example, Alex just did a bunch of wonderful space puns. But if he had said, like, if the topic was space and he said, oh, things are out of this world. Okay, that's a reference. It's wordplay, not quite a pun. It needs to be replacing a word or doing something clever and wordy. Or if you repeat a pun. Now you can repeat the same word, but you must use it in a different way. And so those are rules. And because usually I have the audience to kind of help me out, to sort of groan or clap to let me know like what my call should be. But this time I have all the power. So it'll be at my discretion a little bit who is in and who is out. So we love you all and don't be too mad. Remember, the stakes are extremely low. Just here to have fun. So the topic is meat. Could be types of meat. I don't want to hear types of animals unless it is also like that's what you call the meat. You know what I mean? Hopefully that made sense. Like, don't be like cow. No one's like, I'm eating cow. Like, I hope, I don't know. Do you say that? I hope not. You get what I'm saying. So we're talking about meat. We're going to start with Greg. So go ahead, Greg.
I don't want to be a hamburger. I'll try to think of something.
It's kind of a bummer with the travel restrictions because before this happened, I was just about to go to New Pork.
Nice. Melanie.
Salami. I have nothing to say.
What words were that replacing?
Sorry, I have nothing to say. It was kind of.
I'm gonna cut. I don't think salami and sorry. It's too much of a stretch, but I love you and I'm not mad at you and thank you for being on. So I'm gonna cut you, Melanie. All right, going on to Sai.
You know what? I really miss Kobe. Stake your claim, but I think he was the greatest.
All right, Alex.
This quarantine really messed with my plans to go on the lam.
Okay. Greg.
I can't really think of mutton.
Nice. Logan.
So the Hardy Boys were at each building like kind of castles, and I couldn't tell which one it belonged to. So I was like, is that a Joe Ford or is it a Frankfurt or?
Sure, yeah. I like the context around it. It's good. Sai.
This is getting tough. Please keep on to salmonells.
All right, I'll allow it. Greg. Oh, I'm sorry. Alex.
That's right. That was helpful. I was trying to duck this conversation.
Mm-hmm. Greg.
Alex made that one reference, and I just wonder what your ribeye would think of that.
Logan.
I was canvassing for political candidate with my friend, and they got more doors, more people to answer. It's not my fault I knock worst.
Sai.
I was at a cattle farm once, and I looked at this bull who was going nuts after this other person he was trying to mate. So I was like, "Bull, go get it! Bull, go get it." It's close.
I don't know, man. I
Bull,
think that
go
might be one too far. Also, you could have just stopped at meat, but I'm gonna side with it. So, all right, Sai, you're delightful and we love you, but you are out. Okay, going on to Alex.
So I actually got to meet a president once. It was pretty cool. It was a bush meat.
That doesn't sound cool, but it definitely still counts, so we'll allow it. Okay, Greg.
Oh, you're making me think of another one.
Logan.
Alex, did you say you got to meet a president? Hot dog.
Feel like more of an expression than a pun. Hot dog. Man, Logan, you always crush it, but I'm gonna have to call you out on that one. All right, so we are down to Greg versus Alex. Oh man, so much drama. Okay, Alex.
I'm just really hoping I don't make a foul.
Mm-hmm. You could just go back and forth, or you can wait for me to call on you, whatever makes you feel safe.
That was a bunch.
Bye, son.
There's this great Sia song, and I just want some more Sia.
I'm sorry, what was that one?
Morcia.
More Sia. It's like a snooty Spanish sausage.
We're going to allow it.
That sounds pheasant.
Yeah, I know. I guess at this time I've been eating a lot of dairy, so I kind of have a head cheese.
That sounds like turkey to a great diet.
Yeah, there's this weird thing. There's a cow buried in my garden out there, so I finally got some ground beef.
Disturbing. Go ahead, Greg.
I was talking about my son. He hasn't had his brisket yet.
Huh. I hope he's still a baby. All right, go ahead, Alex.
I think that's the breast pun yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I was checking out yours. They're very good.
Yeah, it's great. This quarantine is a lot of time for hobbies, so I finally bought some drumsticks.
I would try that one on for thighs.
We're all just winging it here, man.
Well, I look forward to meeting all you guys in person.
I'm definitely game for that one.
That was quality.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm usually kind of a bore.
I like how we're getting into weirder, more obscure meats.
Yeah,
We're like, we eat quail, right? We eat quail. Okay.
Stumped. Unless that's a type of meat, I'm gone.
You're gone? Okay. Greg Folds. Alex is our pun winner, even though really everybody's a winner. Yay. Well, thanks so much to all of you guys. You did a good, I really never saw such an amazing group of people. So really great stuff. Congratulations to Alex and to everybody. Thank you all so much for joining us and hearing some puns. We hope it brightened your day or yeah, and also hurt somebody else who doesn't want to hear puns. So I hope both those things happened for you because you deserve it, the person who loves puns, because you're right about this world. If you haven't already, please do check out dcimprov.com. They have other live streams coming up and to donate to their wonderful staff. A lot of staff laid off, a lot of people hurting right now. So if you're a fan of puns, laughter, joy, magic, and freedom, as I mentioned earlier, throw however many dollars you can over to that fund and let's help out their staff and keep the DC Improv going. So thank you all so much. Stay safe, stay healthy, and until next time. So bye.